Hello, and welcome to Outer Spaces, a podcast dedicated to empowering designers and contractors in the outdoor living space.
Through this show, we hope to create a powerful resource for you, someone who is trying to grow their company but might not have all the tools and processes to do so.
On Outer Spaces, we are passionate about breaking the chains of small mindsets and helping contractors just like you take control of their businesses and their lives. My name is Joshua Gillow.
And I'm Dwayne Drawn.
Through our 40 years of combined dirt under the nails experience, we look forward to sharing tips, strategies, and other contractor success stories here on the Outer Spaces podcast.
Without further ado, let's get on with the show.
Hello, and welcome back to the Outer Spaces podcast. This is your host, Joshua Gillow, alongside my trusty sidekick, Double D. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, my man? Living a dream. You mean, chilling like a villain. It's a great day, great week. We're doing some amazing things and just enjoying life. How about yourself?
Same thing, man. I just had an amazing birthday yesterday, and thank you for the wishes. And, there's just so many incredible people out there that we get to be, the privilege of being part of their lives. And it's fun. It's fun to see everybody and say hi again and schedule times to go out and just reconnect and all that good stuff. So, all good stuff. All good stuff. Today we have a super special show for you guys. We have somebody on here that I think a lot of you guys might know. You might have heard of this guy at least, right? He's quite the popular guy, famous or infamous. We're not really sure yet. We're still working on that one. I'm talking about my taco loving brother from the south of the border, Crux Lon. What's going on, Cruz?
Not much, man. It's Saturday. It feels good to be off today. Kind of working, but it's Saturday.
So you don't work on Saturdays?
I try not to work on Saturdays anymore.
Oh, wow.
When did this rule happen? 5 minutes ago?
I don't know, the last couple months. It's hard because this week we had a lot of rain. We got rain for like 2-3 days. So I got some people working today, but we're only going to work for 4 hours, 5 hours today. That's it. Okay. Finishing some jobs. We're about to finish this job, so the guys are just kind of cleaning everything out, putting a little bit more sand on the joints and just little things like that. The client is going to have people over on Sunday, so we want to make it, we want to make sure everything looks good for them, and we want to take pictures too. So
I love it. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So I know a lot of you guys out there know Cruz and his awesome work and his super efficient job site, things that he does, and you probably learn a lot from him as well. But I'm more curious, Cruz, how did you get into this business? And I know you're not from this country, so, what age were you when you kind of moved into this space and why?
What make you think I'm not from this country?
Well, I don't know. I thought that maybe it was a Chicago accent. I don't know. But
maybe the tacos.
I mean, tacos threw the giveaway, but
the tacos threw it off. I like watermelon, so you can almost guess where I'm
from. And fried chicken, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't see color. All I see is just brothers and sisters. But
same here, brother.
I came to this country in 1999, so I have been here in the States for 22 years now. So the plan here was my sister brought me here just to go to school, graduate, and then go back to Mexico and maybe work on an airport because, I was going to learn the language and blah, blah, blah and all that. But that never happened because I really like this country. And that's the thing, if you work hard, basically there's just so much opportunities and you can do anything. And I love this country too because it's safe. Mexico, if you work so hard and you're making a nice living, the cartels come over and then you got to pay like a fee for you to keep your business running and things like that. And it doesn't happen everywhere, but I mean, it happens a lot. So my kids are already here. So I like this country. I love this country. So.
Yeah,
that
really
cool.
Sounds like the federal government is the same as the cartel.
Sounds like the current regime or the current cartel we have in Washington.
They just don't come with guns to your door, but buddy, you're going to pay the piper. You know what I mean? If you're going to make money here.
No doubt. So how'd you get into this business, Cruz?
I worked for another company for like 3 years.
Okay.
And that company was just doing basically hardscapes, irrigation, lighting, and all that. So, but let's go back to the beginning. My dad was a builder. He used to build homes. So I kind of got this in my blood because, I used to go and help on sites, I went to school for electrician. So basically when I was back in Mexico, I was doing all the electrical work for all these homes, start to finish, like the whole house by myself. And I was just a kid. In Mexico, it's a completely different thing. You don't have, or you don't need to have a license for this, a license for that. If you know how to do it, you just do it. So that's why I think I have a lot of skills, like with my hands and things like that. And I have pretty good idea how to build things. And because we have been doing some really cool new stuff that we have never done before, but it's so easy for me to figure it out because I think I have that in my blood, since I was a kid.
Absolutely, man. It's in your wiring. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cruz, when you were working for the company here, how were you treated? Were you treated with respect, or did you have to deal with a lot of stuff?
No, it was good, but
Okay.
the pay wasn't good. We're talking about like 20 years ago. So at the end of the day, I was making like $50 a day, which, I was a kid, it was okay money. But, when you grow up and have family and kids and all that, to be making $50 a day, it's just not, it's you cannot make a living. You cannot even pay a bill with that, making that kind of money. But no,
Yeah,
they treat me good.
Yeah, what do people make a day now?
They make about $20 an hour, so they make about $150 to $200 a day. So
Okay.
it is a big difference. But we gotta think that this is 20 years ago. So
Yeah,
I mean, and I was just a labor, but
exactly. Totally. So, Cruz, I have a question for you, and it's been burning in my mind, and I don't know if this has ever been answered. So, how the hell did you end up hanging out with Dwayne? Like, how did you guys meet? How did that happen? Was it
We
the
met-
stars aligned, or was it like something crazy like that, or was it just you kind of ran into each other?
You want to answer that question?
I think you can probably answer it, like hear your perspective.
Well, this is it. Then I started posting on social media like 3 years ago. Because I didn't know anything about these Facebook groups and things like that. So I started posting there and all that. And I got a really good response from the community, from the hardscape community or the landscaping community. And I met this guy there, Joe Brown. Joe Brown is basically friends with Dwayne. And he saw my post, he saw my work. And Joe Brown reached out to Dwayne and was like, man, you should check this guy out. He does nice work and all that. And that's how we start working. 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, man, I have a job for you. And it was a good size job. I mean, it was like a $20,000 or $30,000 job, good size, and that was basically at the beginning. Job come out nice. And that's how we start working together.
Yeah, I'll tell you the real behind it. So Joe Brown hit me up and said, man, you got to take a look at this Cruz guy. And I'm like, Cruz, who's this guy? So he's like, man, you got to check this guy out. He's doing some stuff. So I would hop on and look at the videos, and this is going to sound funny, Cruz. I'm like, man, this guy's just laying fucking paper patios. You know what I mean? Like, that's all the fuck he's doing. And then I kept looking like, man, they're just paper patios. Like what great is what this guy's doing? So I'm hating in my head. Like I'm being a hater. So I'm like, he's just a paper patio guy. But what I was noticing was the efficiency. It wasn't just the paper patios. I was noticing that he was rocking with these excavators and he had these buggies. And I'm like, and then this dude is knocking shit out like every other day. He's on a new job. I'm like, God dang, like he's cold. Like I need to bring him over and show him some of this stuff and see if he can rock this. And so that's where that job I had out in Aurora, I was like, I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna throw it out to this guy, see what he does. And he went out there and just annihilated the job. I mean, just didn't destroy much of the lawn. I mean, took care of it. There was actually even some issues at the end. His guys came back and even relayed the section because it was like a natural stone paver. And so there was really some discrepancies on how they were installed and stuff like that. They came back and serviced the client. Like he didn't even collect the check until the client was happy. I'm like, we're going to rock and roll. And so that's when I said, okay, let's put this team together and see what we can do.
I love that. It's
and
so
that's when my
important.
life changed because, I was always doing the same thing over and over again. And it's nothing wrong with that. It gets to the point in life and business that doing the same thing over and over and again, and you're not growing mentally, not just, as a business. Because I always have, like it got to the point that I had a lot of equipment and all that, but it was the same thing over and over again. So when I got the opportunity to start doing these jobs, it was just crazy, amazing. My life changed. because I'm so excited. I wake up every morning to go do these jobs or go and all that. So, and not only that, me and Dwayne, we talk all the time, and he's not only, we're not, it's not like we only working together. He's helping me changing my mindset, like, man, you should go this route. You should so my personal life is changing too. It's not just business wise, my personal life, which that's awesome. You don't see that often because I have been in business for 20, I have been doing this for 20 plus years. And then you run into these people that all they want to use you for doing this work and all that. And they want to take advantage of you, and they want to pay you pennies for your talent or for your work and all that. And in these cases, this is not the case, we always worked on things. We always work the numbers out for these jobs. He always come out with a fair, price and all that. So I can make money and he can make money. He doesn't take advantage of me and all that. So that's a big plus, man. And on top of that, giving me all this information, and man, you should change this. You should spend more time with your family. You should do this and all that. So like I say, my personal life is changing big time too.
I love that, man. That's a testament to brotherhood. At the end of the day, it's so often in this industry, especially, we like to, well, let's just say what it is. We like to blame the other culture or the other whatever, that they're the reason why there's something wrong with this industry. It's the Hispanics, it's the blacks, it's the whites, it doesn't matter. It's like we're all trying to be against each other, where when you see something beautiful like this together, you're like, dude, I don't care what flavor you are. If you're yellow, purple, green, black, white, doesn't matter. What matters is that we're humans all trying to help each other on a journey. And when you can come together like you guys have and help each other and be like, Dwayne's like, my gift is in design, and Cruz is like, my gift is in bringing it to life. Why the hell wouldn't you come together and create a beautiful symbiotic relationship where everybody wins? And if the entire industry, not just the landscape industry or the hardscape industry, but industries in general, would get that through their fucking heads and say it's not a competition between you and your competitor or you and the other culture. It's not about that at all. If they speak Spanish or speak English or blah, 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 who gives a shit? What matters is we're all humans on a journey. Why not work together as a collaborative to be able to bring a better value to the world? That's the bigger picture. If everyone in the industry would start thinking in those terms, the entire industry would surpass every other industry there is, because there's so many incredible human beings in our industry alone that are mission driven and passion driven people that just want to do good. But some are still stuck in that old, this is how it's always been done. We've always had to be in competition with that other company down the street. We've always had to hate against those types of people because they speak a different language, and we're going to make fun of them when we go to our meetings because that makes us feel better. That's a bunch of fucking garbage. What they need to do is stand the hell up, start working together, because together we can take this industry through the roof, and we will never, when it's done correctly, and that's our mission, to make sure that when any of you walk out to a house and talk to somebody about doing something amazing, that they are sitting back saying, yes, sir. Okay, where do I go? Where do I sign? They already expect a professionalism coming to the door, not somebody in grubby old clothes that doesn't know how to communicate and all that kind of stuff. You wouldn't see that from a doctor. You wouldn't see that from a lawyer. How the hell are we any different? There's nothing different between them and us.
Yeah, we keep each other flowing. I mean, I think there was one time and he was out of town and I took a payment. I'm like, dude, what's your bank account routing number information? I'll take that shit to the bank. Took that to the bank. There's another time of, like, if I'm talking to him and I can hear, because these jobs are 100,000 plus. And just recently we went back to back. We were on 3 at the same time, just the way the universe lined up. And it was just burning through cash. I mean, we were burning through cash like a private jet. And I could hear it in his voice. And I'm like, dude, I just got it. I got a check from another client. Boom, just take this, just to get that shit moving. You know what I mean? And that's just how you got to look out for each other, because if he's strong, we're strong. And I'll get texts like I got from a client last night. She's just had breast cancer, and she actually had to have her breast removed. And guess where she's sitting at? In her new outdoor living space, enjoying every single day of her life going through this process. And has this place where she's reading books, sitting by the fire pit. She even says her family, who never really would talk or running around the kids, they're hanging out and they're inviting friends over all the time. And they're always having an event at the house because of something that was designed from us and then built by his team. You know what I mean? That's just an amazing, feeling to even know we were all behind that.
Exactly. It takes a village for sure.
Well, things work better too, because, I have been doing this for a long time, and I did work for builders and other contractors and things like that. And, things do not work out the best weight. And I did a lot of work in the past for this builder, and he fucked me with like $20,000. He didn't pay me and all that. So, and it gets to the point that I think you do a better job when you work with somebody that treats you good and things like that. So it's just basically a teamwork.
Absolutely. And so often, and again, back in this industry, and I'm beating on it because I've been in it more of my life than I haven't, let's put it that way. So you start to see this whole concept, and I know Dwayne and I have ragged on this subject many times, the whole concept of the transaction versus transformation. And that's not just for your homeowners. Like, they're not just out there looking, hey, who's the cheapest paver patio guy? So it's a transactional, a relationship versus the transformational, let's build that outdoor living space. It's also within the groups. Like, for instance, Dwayne or myself, we're designing, we have crews, working with Dwayne. I have other guys that work with me in a similar capacity that we're looking to not just have a transaction with that other part of our team member. They're team members. So we're not looking just for a transaction. We're looking to have them have a transformation in their life too, so they can make a wage they can be proud of, that they can take vacations with their family. We're looking out for their interest just as much as ours. And when you don't do that, and what's been going on in most industries for tons and tons of years now, is screw the guy that's doing the work as much as you can, get the price as low as you possibly can, make as much as you can as the fat cat on the other side, and then watch them run their family into poverty. Watch them not being able to afford things for their kids. Watch them not being able to take vacations so you can sit in your fucking castle and look down at them. That is so flawed. It's not even funny. I got to settle down here. I'm going to go crazy. So point is, in this conversation, it's about knowing that you have the power as a business owner to empower as many people. No, I'm going to take that back. You have the obligation within your own self to empower as many human beings as you can, as many people as you can on your journey around this earth during your 28,000 days. It is your absolute obligation, because when you do, that's when you finally start feeling alive and fulfilled, because you're helping others find their own dreams, get there faster. It's when you start taking from people and robbing from them, trying to, make more for yourself, that you screw yourself. So really think about how you can impact other people's lives positively and create win-win scenarios. And that's how, my friends, you're going to take your business to the next level with one turn of one screw right there. Bang.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It makes a big difference, because, like I said, I'm out there working on these jobs and all that, and I'm excited. I feel, appreciated. And when you feel appreciated, you can do amazing things. When you're like, oh man, I don't know, I don't want to work for this guy anymore because he's taking advantage of me. He's not paying me what I had to be making and all that. But when it's different, that you're getting paid what you're supposed to be getting paid. Like, there were some jobs that he was like, the designer Dwayne was like, hey, you know what? Charge me a little bit more for that. So let's charge the client a little bit more for that. I think your number is a little bit low. Let's bump your number here. So you know what I'm saying? You don't see that every day. You don't see that kind of stuff, and then, not only that, always talking about better, how to better my personal life, man. That's just amazing. I'm out there doing this job so grateful and so excited, and you can see the amazing jobs that we are creating.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about your personal life, Cruz. Like, what are some of the things that changed in the past 2 years on your personal life side? Like, talk a little bit about that.
Well, I was basically always working, and now I think you guys see it on social media, because I'm posting everything. Basically, I post everything, and I get to spend more time with my family too. I took a nice vacation last winter. We were on vacation on the road for 2 weeks, which I have never done that before. And that was incredible, and when you when you surround your people with successful people, and they start changing your mindset and all that too, everything changes, not just your personal life, but, and you get to the point too, you get older too. It's like, it's not all about work and money and all that. It's all about family, because your family is always going to be there. My kids, my kids are growing so fast too,
Yeah. So you sure that was a good thing, spending 2 weeks with you and your wife? Like, how?
Yeah. I remember I told you, I don't know if I'm going to survive this, but we did. I did survive it. I was like, hopefully that doesn't push me out of the clip or something. It's like, adios,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
and
love
being
that,
with the
dude.
kids, that's an amazing part too. You get to
It
watch
is.
them grow.
It has been a little bit hard on my wife's side because, like, I don't know if you guys saw my post from the other day that her mindset hasn't changed because we were taught from generation to generation that we got to work hard, physically work hard and hard and hard, and then you will be okay. And then once we start breaking that cycle and start working a little bit smarter or finding another ways to work smarter and all that, she's like, I don't think this is going to work. We're not going to make money. We're not going to have money to pay the bills. And you know how women is, they want to feel secure and all that, because you can see me, I'm not a cute with my, I'm not that cute with my wife. She's pretty, so when I think when women is looking for a partner, they're looking for security. They're not just looking for, like, I want to be with this guy because this guy is rich or this guy has money. They're just looking for security. They want to feel secure that they are with someone that, of course, it's making money to pay the bills because we all had to pay bills. So, but yeah, we're working on it. We're going to attend these Tony Robbins, me and my wife, in November here. So, because it's hard, because I'm changing my mindset, because surrounding with you guys, my mindset, it's changing and all that. And if she's not on the same page, it's not going to work out.
100%.
Yeah, that's why this winter we'll work on that profit first. And so what'll happen is when you look up, you'll have 6 months of bills sitting back in a bank account, and she won't say anything after that.
Yeah, exactly. So, Cruz, how nervous were you when you decided to take this 2 weeks vacation, walking away from your business? Like, what was going on inside? What were you thinking? What were you fearful of?
Well, this was in the winter. We basically were off. We were not working, but I can financially do it because before I couldn't do it. Like somehow, I was always working and I managed to pay because I always had a lot of equipment. I managed to pay the bills on the equipment and all that, but I needed to be working, keep working to keep the bills paying. But for the first time in 20 some years, like in 17 years in business, that I can just pull myself away. And I have my guys do a little bit of snow here and there when I was gone because it was in the winter. And then we got a lot of snow. Usually we got a lot of snow when I was gone. But it got to the point that you're financially okay, that you don't care if you're not making that much money. You know what I'm saying? It's like I had to make this much money so I can make it this morning. I like that, I got bills already paid and things like that. So it's like, if I don't make the money that I was gonna make, it's still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dope feeling. That's a great
sure
feeling,
is, man. There's something about how you make decisions with that feeling versus being in a scarcity mindset that is a game changer. When you come from, you know what, we've saved enough, we've got in the account, Dwayne's point, profit first, having accounts designated for certain things. So you don't have to sit there and stress looking at one pot of money thinking it's going to be enough or not. Knowing that it's all in its right little buckets. And, look, I got 6 months on that one. There's 1 year on this one. There's 2 months on this one. I need to work on that. And to get all those levels up to a point where you can start living a more free life, it's finally then worth to take all the time and spend it in your business as you're doing now. You can finally see the fruits of that labor. And to your point, Cruz, women definitely want that security. They want to know that no matter what, things are going to be okay. And that's just the wiring of most women. And that's amazing. Yeah. Thank God they have that, because that balances our insane side, right? So they keep everything balanced, thank goodness, like a yin and a yang. But it's such a powerful piece. But once you start working in that other mindset, the mindset of abundance instead of scarcity, man, you make decisions different. You guys agree with that?
Yeah. I'll tell you guys a quick little story. Just happened a couple days ago. My son destroys every room in the house. I mean, he has his downstairs room, he destroys it. He has his room, he destroys it. And now that his sister's gone and the TV's in that room, he destroys that room too. So we're like, enough. You got to pick one room, destroy one room, but you can't destroy them all. So I went to go get a TV for his room the other day to keep him from destroying all the other rooms. And I brought my wife. I said, why don't you come with me? So we start looking for TVs. I found him one, and I started looking for TVs. I'm like, you know what? I've never had a TV in my room in maybe the past 6 to 7 years. And she's always wanted one. So she's always been begging for a TV. And I'm like, no TV, no TV. So we're looking. I'm like, I know she likes this certain brand. It's like a Sony brand. She's always said, my dad said these are the best ones, blah, blah, blah. And so we're looking at that. And she's like, babe, the price. And we're looking at that and we're looking at that. And the guy's showing me this one, this one's a deal. This one's a deal. And I just walked over. I think it was like an OLED. I said, dude, wrap this one up and put a bow on it. And he's like, what? The guy's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Like, even the salesman is like, what? And I'm like, yeah, bro, just wrap this thing up and she's looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Babe, do we have it? Do we have enough? Can we pay for it? I'm like, chill out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been like planning for this for a while. You just had no clue it was. Like, your birthday's coming up. Let's just knock this shit out and just bold and wrap. And what I did was I purposely made sure that I got the hottest TV that they had, because what my mindset has changed. And then when I'm talking to clients, how can I convince a client to get the high quality product or the nice job or spend the money if I can't do it for myself or my household? And so that's where the mindset changes.
Man, I love that. Spot on, dude. Because if you won't treat yourself that way, what right do you have to tell other people or guide other people to spending money that you wouldn't spend? Or if, for instance, if you don't believe in that outdoor living is the most amazing transformational thing for your clients or whatever industry you're in at this point, you don't believe that your service or product is the most amazing game-changing thing there is, then you're doing it wrong. You're doing it for the wrong reason. Once you believe in your product more than you believe in air itself, dude, that selling becomes communication, and you help people buy something that's going to transform their life. Again, back to the transformation versus the transaction. Once you believe in it and you live that lifestyle, dude, it's like a third arm at that point. It's something that you can command very easily because you believe in it at your core.
Yeah,
it's huge.
And Cruz, what do you like the most about the type of work that you're doing out there?
The challenge. I think the challenge, because every single job is different. It's not the same thing, and we are creating all these new things that I have never done. I mean, there's companies out there that probably have done it before so many times, but like for me, coming from the paver work, like just pavers every day, and then start doing these jobs that we go from concrete to pavers to pergola work, like woodwork, carpentry, decks, steps. It's and water features and things like that. I think that's what I love the best. Outdoor kitchens and all that,
I love that.
Yeah. How are you able to scale and manage your side? Is that something you're looking at doing? Are you trying to control the growth of the company? But how are you trying to scale your operation?
I think I want to do it slowly this time because I already tried it back in 2008. I have 20 employees, 20 guys. And it looks like we were making money. We were making all these jobs and all that. But at the end of the year, I was like, where's the money? I don't have any money, So I think going back to that 2008, I think the problem was like I didn't have systems in place. So we was just running in circles, and the jobs were probably taking too long because the guys didn't have the right tools and things like that. So basically, I didn't have the right systems, and I didn't have enough equipment to keep all these 4 or 5 crews running. Plus, my pricing was too low, because this is the thing. Once you start pulling yourself away from these jobs, and I just noticed that, you cannot be charging jobs that you're going to be doing yourself. Like I'm pretty good, and I have been doing this for a long time. And that's one of the issues we have as a contractor, that you go see this job is like, yeah, I can do that in a day, and then you charge the client basically a day of work, which it doesn't work that way, because your employees, they're going to take a little bit longer than not you doing it. You know what I'm saying? You get my point? So you cannot be charging that. You got to be charging. It's a completely different thing. So, and the numbers that we are right now for these jobs, they're working out perfect because not only that these jobs are high end and they take a little bit longer than just normal jobs, pulling myself away. And not only that, my guys are excited to go do these jobs every day too, because we are transforming these out, backyards and things like that. So it's charging for your, for your knowledge too and things like that. I don't know if I explain myself well about that, but
beautifully.
I tried.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It's knowing that for sure, and to knowing your value. And when you start backing out, and you tell me if this is what you've started discovering in the last few months or years, is when you start backing out away from your business. Because most of us in the very beginning, it's just the nature of the beast. We're inside that business. We live in it. We breathe in it. It's all we see around us is all the things that need to go on in that business. But when you start taking steps back, if instead of the 1 foot view, you could take a 100-foot view, and then 1,000-foot view, and then a 10,000-foot view. When you start looking at your business from those angles and start working on your business more than in your business, then you can finally see the levers and controls that need to change in order to make it profitable, to make sure at the end of the year, you actually have enough to take your family on a vacation and to grow your company and to see a 10 to 15% net margin after you've been paid as a professional in your business. When you start thinking of a business like a machine that creates an ROI, not just a paycheck, but it pays you as an quote unquote employee, if you will, and creates a profit for the business. When you start focusing on running an actual business, not a hobby or a job, that's that whole thing where job, it just means just over broke. Most of us live in that world. And eventually, if you break out of it, there's just nothing but magical, universe on the other side of it all. But it's taking the chance and betting on you to start working on that business as much as you possibly can and get the hell out of it, because your biggest problem is you in there. Get the hell out and get the right people in place, and you can see the growth coming fast.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. But did you notice that as well when you started working on your business more?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So obviously, Cruz, you're a busy man. You got Chicago Brick Pavers, you got Chicago Outdoor Designs, and now your latest addition to all this extra time you've got laying around. You've got Crux Lon University, where you're teaching people and transforming lives and showing them all the cool stuff you do. How the hell do you find the time to do all this stuff?
It's hard. It is hard. And I get in trouble with that with my wife because, I'm always, that's the thing, I love recording. I love doing all these videos about us working and all that. And I think that has been a big plus to me, because everybody gets to see what I'm doing and all that. And well, right now I got almost 60 people on my private group, and these people pay to be on the group. So awesome. And every Monday, I go live on this Facebook group, and I talk about a specific job, talk about pricing, mistakes that we did in there, and things like that. So it's growing, and I haven't promoted, and it's growing. So
that's really cool. So another question, you've been building, you said your father's a builder, it's in your blood. You've been doing this hands-on in the trenches, working like a machine. Why teach? What does teaching allow you to do? What's the allure of teaching?
Well, this is the thing, like, I was getting all these, I'm still do, but I was getting all these private messages through Facebook. I was like, man, how do you do that? And then all these people start asking me all these questions. And I was like, if I'm going to take time out of my busy schedule or time out of my family time, at least I got it charged for it, And it's not like, I think it has to be done like that, because if I'm taking time out of my schedule or I'm doing it's taking me time to do this, I gotta get some type of reward, So mm-hmm. that's when I start my private university. That was like, and then people are paying for it, they want to learn all this. So
absolutely. But more specifically, Cruz, what's in it for you? What do you, besides money, obviously we're all focused on that security and all that stuff, but beyond the money side, what else do you personally get from training others and teaching others how to be the best version of themselves?
Well, I think it's a good feeling to share your knowledge in helping other people grow, other companies grow. And I think it's a good feeling because I was pretty lucky when I started my business. I have support from another contractors here and there, but it's not like today, all these Facebook groups and all these groups and all that. It's a completely different thing. And then helping other people grow, I think that's a good feeling. And not only that, I see this as a retirement because I don't want to be out there in the weather, hot, cold, rainy, and blah, 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 working outside, I can see myself teaching people how to do all this or coaching people and all that. So that can be my retirement. Not my retirement, but when I get older, I can do that.
You can be that old man yelling at everybody, lay the fucking brick over there. And pass me a taco.
Yeah, exactly. You're like one of those artists that are sitting there when people are just handing them things or whatever, whether they're painting, you'd be like, taco. Yeah. I love it. So Cruz, let's take you back. How old are you, by the way, if you don't mind asking?
37.
Okay, 37. Let's rewind. You have a 37-year-old mind. You go back to your 20-year-old self sitting on a park bench somewhere and you sit down next to you. What knowledge, what one nugget would you drop on your 20-year-old self and say, you know what, dude, I'm going to tell you this one thing and it's going to change your next 17 years. What would that piece of knowledge be?
I don't know, because, I was just watching some videos from about that age. Mm-hmm. And I think you had to enjoy every stage of your life. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, I was into cars and I said all these crazy things and I did all these crazy things and all that. I think I enjoy it so much, to be honest. And it's nothing for me to say, hey, you should do this, you should do that. I think whatever I did in the past, I think that make me who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy every single part of every stage of my life. When I was single, when I was young, now that I have my kids, my wife, it's just a completely different thing. I will not change anything, to be honest.
But I mean, if you could give yourself one piece of advice, something to, keep you focused on the future or keep you in the moment, what do you think that would be? Just one piece of advice.
I don't know, man. Like, probably start investing in yourself early. That's another thing that I can see, because basically I'm just starting investing in my life and my personal life at 37 years old. If you start early, that can change your life too.
Absolutely, man. It changes the whole trajectory.
Yeah.
But
I have to say, guys, that was one of the greatest things I think I've witnessed and understood in the past 2.5 years is investing in yourself and in your mindset, and then practicing on a daily basis. What you become throughout that is just totally freaking amazing. Like, I'm talking actually pull some money out of your pocket, find a seminar, find a group. If it's 1,000, 2,000, pay for the flights, pay for the hotels, and go to these events and get your mind blown away. And not only will you get your mind blown at the event, but you will also create the proximity. I'm actually going to make a t-shirt, Proximity's Power, but you create the proximity of people around you. And now you start really building your life and everything around you. Like that. Like, if you tell me, if I go back to 20 and you say, Dwayne, this is what that's what I would hands down do. I would look for classes and events, and I would try my best to get around people who look like where I want to be and build that up. Proximity's power and education. You can't do it enough,
Absolutely, man. I love that. And it's so true. And, I think back about what I would actually say in that scenario. And I'm thinking, if I was 20-year-old sitting next to me, I'm just turned 43 yesterday. So, it's like I'm sitting down next to myself, looking back and be like, you know what? The number one thing I would say to work on at that point is build your confidence. I lacked confidence most of my life. I was the quiet guy, the fly in the wall, just kind of wanted to be there without being seen, didn't want to cause any stirs, certainly didn't want to cause any kind of a riff anywhere, right? So it's just to be quiet and just be, right? And to now think about how much of my time, and I wouldn't give up one moment of any of that because it's developed exactly to Cruz's point to where I am now. Every single experience, every single letdown and success, all of those things put me right where I am right now. And I love where I'm at right now. But going back and looking at that person who was not confident, who didn't believe in themselves, who just kind of went through things as they came at them and thought that life happened to me, not for me. I lived most of my life in that model. And now being able to look at it and say, no. Well, we're the creators of our own destiny. And if we want to create the confidence that it takes to believe that, we have to start inside. We need to start in our own mindset. And, to go back, that's the one piece of knowledge that I would drop on myself back in those days is to focus on building confidence within yourself.
I was not confident when I was in high school. And every time I liked this girl, I was so shy that I didn't even want to talk to her. It's like, and I was like, if I would be like who I am now, man, I would have a lot of girlfriends in high school. Not anymore. I'm married now. I'm confident now. Yeah. But I'm married. Yeah. So I wish I would have this confidence back in the day.
Guys, I didn't have that problem. I didn't have that. Yeah. I didn't think I was the super confidence guy, but one thing I didn't have is a woman problem. Didn't have that at all.
You know why, right? You know why? We talk about this all the time, and you know why. People think that colored people have a big friend. That's why you don't have that
I didn't
issue.
have to say any words. I just had to walk up on the scene like, girl,
Cruz
I got
walked
this.
into that one.
Yeah. But Cruz, how's your confidence now? Like, how do you feel now doing the type of work that you're doing?
I'm confident. Not only that, when I go see these jobs, I charge whatever I gotta be and all that. And if we get the job, we get the job. If not, it really doesn't bother me anymore. Because there is a point in business that you have so much money invested into equipment, this and all that. And sometimes you just go and get these jobs just to keep your guys busy and you're not even making money on it. And I'm not on that point anymore, which it wasn't fun to be on that. on that position or on those, when we were, when I was doing things like that.
Absolutely. That's no fun. No fun at all. So now, this is something that most of you guys may already know, or you're going to learn pretty quickly here. Both Dwayne and I are going to be taking Yes Express to GIE, to the Hardscape North America here in Louisville, Kentucky. I believe it's the 20th through the 22nd of October. So we invite you guys to stop by and say hi if you listen to the podcast. And we're actually offering a free boot camp, sales and design boot camp. So you can get in there. We can give you a QR. You can jump in there and take a look. We've got some great nuggets you can learn. No cost to you guys. Take a look and see see how it's going to help you save at least 5 hours in your week. So that's our guarantee to you. You go through this, you implement what we tell you, and you're going to save 5 hours at least, where you can go into your kid's football game, or you can take your wife out or your husband out for a dinner or something surprise, right? Do something fun for your family. Take that time and take it back. So we're going to be down there, talking to people and spreading the word, and hopefully helping a bunch of people get to the next level in their business. I know, Cruz, you're going to be there, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
I'm not going there for the equipment. I'm going there for the networking.
Nice. Perfect. And it's going to be like 20 some thousand people are supposed to drop on that place. It's going to be crazy. It's like 20 some acres of amazingness for everybody, outdoor living and lawn and all that stuff out there. So if you haven't booked your tickets, get them and get down there. That's where everybody's going to be. Again, swing by, say hi. I know there's going to be a lot of, big game changers there with equipment and, different things that they're going to be selling and things like that to go down and take a look at. Also, Cruz, do you want to drop the news, or do you want me to drop the news on what's coming next after GIE?
You're pretty good talking, man. I was talking to Dwayne the other day, man. If I would be a woman, I was like, you want to be my boyfriend? Like, you talk so sweet. You know how to talk, man.
Well, I mean, you had to make a guy blush, but unfortunately, Cruz, for you, I'm married too. So, and I say that with a downward inflection because there might have been an opportunity there. I love tacos too, man. That's
that's what I'm saying, man. But no, you're a good talker, man. This is the thing. Like, I know English is my second language, and it's hard for me to kind of like express myself in this language, but you know how to express yourself, and you know how to express others people's mind and things like that. So you do nice work, man.
I certainly appreciate it, brother. And I have mad respect for two languages, man. It's anybody that makes fun of someone who speaks in some kind of a drawl or some kind of an accent, man, kick them in the nuts, because they don't realize the other person knows another language and they're trying to talk to you in your native language. You should have mad respect for that. My wife is German and my kids speak two languages. And, I sit back and just in awe of the fact that their brain can structure sentences differently to convey emotion and thoughts, and how different sounds mean different things to different people. And all of that is fascinating. But to be able to do it, brother, don't ever look down on that. That is a super fucking power right there. Yeah. No doubt.
My wife does. She has 5.
It's incredible.
She's 5. It's insane when she's on the phone talking to her family. And how she'll switch back and forth. You'll hear blah, 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 blah at McDonald's, blah, 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 Dwayne. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And she'll just go back and forth, dude. It's insane listening to it.
Is that Alien? Does she know Alien? Could that blah, blah,
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I know Ebonics. What up? What up, my dude? You know what I mean? I know Ebonics.
Anyway, guys, so the big unveil, the big secret here is Crux Lon University and Yes Express are going to team up, and we're going to bring you a 5-day intensive experience for all you guys out there that are trying to grow your business. Would love to get your hands around some sales strategies, some design strategies, and also the bigger piece here is how the hell do you build it once you sell and design it, right? So Cruz is going to take you hand in hand and show you how to do this. It's going to be inside. He's got a place already picked out. You're going to be able to come into this space. You're going to be able to work with industry professionals, learn directly next to shoulder with Cruz to figure out how you build these things. How do you do concrete? How do you do the landscaping and the lighting and all these pieces together? You're going to build a structure inside, a whole outdoor living space inside of a building this winter. The details will come in the future as we're moving through, but look for that to pop up here here, and beginning of middle of January is the opportunity for the event that come through. But as far as getting in on board, it's a very exclusive type of an event. We can't have everybody there. We want to impact as many people as we possibly can. But at the same time, the timing and the billing size and all of that, and we want to make sure that you can get time with myself, with Dwayne, and with Cruz hand in hand through these different processes, not just be thrown into a system that you learn a little bit and walk away with maybe 2 or 3 little nuggets. We want you to walk away with a completely different mindset and how you look at your business. So if you're interested in jumping in on something like that, it's going to be out in the Chicagoland area. Like I said, it's going to be in January. We're going to be dropping information here in the next week or 2, Cruz. That sound about right?
Yep.
Start seeing what that's going to look like as far as it is. We have it. It's going to be an amazing event. Super excited about it. Again, it's going to be more of an exclusive event, not just something you can just sign up at the last minute for. There's going to be some pre-planning involved to get there and to make sure you can dedicate. It's going to be a Monday through Saturday, right, Cruz? We're looking at a Monday through Saturday.
Pretty much,
Yep. We're going to be able to go through, we do the whole intensive class with the sales and the design side, and then we're going to go into the hands-on installation part, and then there's going to be the awesome part, the bonus at the end, which is going to be the reveal, where you guys can take pictures and put them on social media and build those assets, especially if you guys are just starting out and you don't have a lot of really cool backyard assets that you can say are yours. Imagine going home with your entire phone full of awesome pictures of stuff that you can start posting on social media and start building that credibility that you're looking for, so you can show your clients and start building those bigger projects. And Dwayne and I will teach you how to sell and how to design, $50,000 to $100,000 projects in that time, so you can go home with the knowledge to do that. We'll give you the pieces to start that process for yourself. So we're super excited, if you can't tell in my voice here, to be able to change a bunch of lives. And so keep looking. If you have any questions about this, or you're like, dude, I'm in this, I'm in all the way, let's do this. Reach out to Cruz, reach out to Dwayne, reach out to me, DM us on social media. Just reach out and we can give you the details. And we're super excited to bring this to the world.
You know what's going to be the best part of this? The networking, the connections that you're going to make. I think that's the best part.
It is. Yeah. It's not just the networking during the time. It's the networking after, when you go out to dinner and you guys are having some beers and you're talking around. Next thing you know, things come up that wouldn't come up during the day. And the craziest part is when humans go through something together, like I said, like a 5-day intensive thing. This is why UPW and Tony Robbins and all these other transformative events work so well. It's because you're in with people and you're sharing an experience. And when you do that, you create a brotherhood or a camaraderie that it lasts for a lifetime. That's the cool part about this. And when you have a question about, hey, I'm doing this on a project and I don't want to bother Cruz with it because it's a small thing. Hey, I'm going to call Jeff instead. Jeff and I were really close at this event. And then you and Jeff can push back and forth and say, hey man, how's your business growing? Well, hey, I'm struggling with this. How do you help with that? And that's how we all grow, is by helping and teaching with each other. That's what it's all about. And this is going to be an epic opportunity for you to be able to do that and make those connections with a group of like-minded individuals that are really striving for more in life.
Yep.
So absolutely. So Cruz, how can people find you? I know this is a rhetorical question, but how do they find the man?
Really, really easy. Just search for Crux Lon on any social media and they're going to find me. I'm unique. There's not another Crux Lon. So.
Absolutely. Now, just for us English guys out here, how would you spell that?
What, my name?
Yeah, your name.
My artistic name is Crux Lon. So it's basically Crux Lon, which is Leon. Lon.
Got it. So
is that the name that's on social media?
LON.
That's my name, because my real name is basically Crux Leon with the Z, Cruz with the Z, and then my last name is Leon, Leon. But I don't know, I wanted something a little bit different and unique when I opened my Facebook account 20 or 10 years ago, I think, or whatever that was. And that's how, and now, basically everybody knows me as Crux Lon. So.
So right, Crux Lon wasn't unique back in the day?
What the fuck?
There's another one?
Yeah.
I don't know, When is Facebook start? I think it was like 14, 15 years ago. I don't know. I don't remember. But, you're young and all that. You want to be unique and change some things here and there. But I
love it.
But I don't know.
One last spelling so everybody knows, because we might have confused them with that. So it's Crux Lon.
Yep. Yeah.
That's how you'll find him. Anything social, you'll find this man. He's an incredible soul. He's teaching thousands of people a day through his videos and all that, and how to be more efficient on job sites, how to build these spaces. And then Dwayne is jumping in with the designs and showing him what his hands should do and all that good stuff. So I mean, these guys are awesome people to be around for sure. So thank you, Cruz, for being on today. It's been a lot of fun, and I always love having conversations with you, man. You always leave with your heart, and I love it. Now, as you know, here at Outer Spaces, our goal is to impact and empower 1 million, or to Dwayne's point, 2 million people in the next 5 years. So if you love what you're hearing here, and you know somebody in your life that could benefit from this type of information or this type of a conversation, we do it weekly. We spend a lot of time to make sure we bring awesome people like Cruz on here and try to open up and provide value each and every time, so that you can go home or be driving or whatever you're doing and walk away with more value and come up with more ideas that you can help your business grow, find more time to spend with your family, and stop wasting your time with people who aren't paying you what you're worth. That's our mission here. So if you know anybody, share this with them. We'd greatly appreciate it. If you love what you hear, go on to the podcast itself, give us a review. Let us know how we're doing, because the more reviews we have, the more people see our podcast, the more we can actually help and empower more people to help us on our mission and create this an environment where this entire industry rises. And as we all rise, we can get paid what we're worth. We'll have the respect that we deserve at the door, and we're going to be able to create amazing spaces that are going to transform lives.